Good evening, friends, family, newcomers, and ne'er-do-wells. Tonight, we are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, but you will notice we are sadly down a member. Lydia broke the golden rule. Just kidding. It's all good. So, instead, we are doing a tangential side quest tonight that will tie into our Waterdeep Dragon Heist main campaign. However, it will be entirely separate. If you've been paying attention to the campaign, you will have seen some things that will get at least clarified tonight, some things explored, and perhaps some new adventure paths laid out before our player characters. A little bit of housekeeping really quick. We are, tonight, testing a change in our Divine Reroll plan. While we absolutely love that everyone has been incredibly generous, we feel that it has now had an impact on our game to the point that we need to tweak it just a little bit. The ability to reroll DM 20s, the ability to reroll saving throws, things like that are changing the game, and it's a little bit of additional work for us to balance encounters to keep our players challenged. So, we don't want to eliminate them by any means, and we think that what we've settled on works quite well. So now it is a divine advantage that must be pre-spent. So as the player characters are faced with something they know is so important, they'll be able to take one of those and roll with advantage, which is still a huge benefit, but in my opinion far easier for us to deal with as Dungeon Masters. It is snowing right now in Richmond, so if any of us get called away or get texts from schools or anything like that, we apologize. If the weather looks like it's too bad, we may have to wrap up early so everybody can get home. Or, alternatively, we will stream Dungeons & Dragons all night.
Yep, and then go into work in the morning.
Let's do it. That's my turn. That's what I'm hoping for. So, without further ado, tonight is a side quest, and our tale begins...
Some of us have tails.
That's true. I think all of you do at some point. Maybe tiny ones.
Tadpoles.
You keep tucked away.
Vestigial.
Nope, tails are still tails, man.
Our tale begins in an alley in the North Ward of Waterdeep. Three very awkward-looking individuals make their way down the street. They don't look like they belong together. The elf, tall and fair, is wearing clothes that have been out of date for at least 200 years. The dwarf, short and stout, doesn't have a beard. For shame. And the human, walking beside them, is dressed entirely in the wrong clothing. They look like they have come from the north, where the temperature is minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. They are sweating profusely and awkward. They linger for a moment in front of a tavern, with a painted blue boat as the sign outside. They regard it, whisper to each other. One of them nods. They awkwardly walk to the front door. Which one of you is the elf? Which one of you is the dwarf? That leaves you, the human. It was only 10 hours ago that you took this potion of disguise, and you know you've got 14 hours until it wears off, when finally you can get your gills wet again as you breathe this harsh, raspy air into your lungs. You're capable of doing it, but you certainly don't prefer it. The hustle and bustle, the smells. This place is absolute hell. You walk in the tavern door, and a young elf girl comes and greets you. Hey, you're at the Blue Boat Tavern. What can I do for you guys? You guys want to have a seat? And she kind of looks at you all for a moment and smiles again, trying to not appear judging.
Yes, we would like to take a seat and imbibe liquids and non-liquids for sustenance.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to give you an inspiration because I've already set it up that you guys are extreme culture shock. So she kind of looks at you and is like, holy shit, I don't have my mic clipped on.
I was about to ask you if you...
Let's try that again. Hopefully everybody still heard me from the ambient noise, and hopefully my sound just got, like, significantly better. Nice. Did you guys hear me okay? I mean, I know...
Is our volume even turned on this stream?
Yeah, right? I hope so. We should be good. We should be good. Okay, so she kind of looks at us like, well, you've come to the right place for both liquids and non-liquids, so... let me know what I can get for you. Would you like to take a seat right over here? This table is free.
We can take it?
I just mean to sit at while you're here.
Of course.
Temporarily, we shall rest.
She's like, that's the idea. And she walks you over to it, and the chair slides out on its own.
I mean, for a moment, reaching for weapons that are probably slightly hidden.
Such an abrasive noise.
It is incredibly noisy here.
The currents are strong. The chairs move on their own.
She says, I'm sorry for the volume. I can ask Whistler to quiet down if you'd like. And you look, as she gestures, you see a blue tiefling playing a violin. Back to you all, but clearly looking at the table, trying to take them in. Oh, Zombie, thank you, sir. That is 3 divine advantages for y'all.
Zombie.
Get them started right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. What is it that you all would like to eat or drink? It's about midday, as you know. You rarely see the sun. You're so deep where you're from that this day and night cycles are, frankly, pretty strange to you all. You judge time more by the pull of the tides. So you're sort of like, the sun is a little bit harsh beating down on you, particularly you. You're dressed in clothing that you had scavenged that is not appropriate for the weather. You're just sweating, opening your jacket and everything. But again, it's about evening, so about 6 o'clock, around dinner time. Place is pretty full. People are eating and drinking, and you hear voices all around you, gruff and melodious, and people laughing and people complaining, and everything you would expect from a busy tavern.
I would like 1 water and also alcohol. And
Okay.
What food do you suggest typically for dwarves?
She's like, well, many of our dwarf patrons are a big fan of the mutton. Hydarion has perfected his recipe.
You don't say.
She's like, yeah, it's pretty good, if I say so myself. I think he uses some kind of sea salt or something.
I will eat Hydarion's salted mutton.
That almost got me. It's like, all right, that's 1 mutton.
1 alcohol and the mutton too.
She's like, okay. Is there a particular alcohol that you'd like?
Ale.
She's like, all right, great. Ale for you. Ale?
Aioli, yes.
Ale, just ale.
Yes, I would also have the ale and whoever this Hydarion is that's made this food I'm quite interested in.
She's like, oh, yeah, he's one of the owners here. He's a Triton, which is really cool. I've never seen a Triton before. I'm sure he'll be around. I think he's outside working on the wagon. So, is there anything else I can get for you all?
Nope, just...
I think we are good here. Thank you.
Just the food and the alcohols. And 1 water, please.
Of course, water. You all want water as well?
Water is wonderful, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, welcome again. And she walks off, and you see her kind of glance you all a look back. Goes back in. You all are figuring out what to do with your arms on the table, looking at what other people are doing. And you hear this violin playing get slightly louder, and this blue tiefling walks over to the table and kind of leans his hip against a little bit and plays a little serenade, kind of a sweet, sad song that he lingers and, pulls out the full vibrato of the extended notes and is kind of gauging you all for your responses to it.
I'll be nodding offbeat. You play the instrument proficiently.
He stops and is like, walks off, walks to another table.
That is usually defined as enough. The expression that is usually defined as used to express dismissal, rejection, contempt, disappointment, and the like.
Alexa, everybody.
I think he was disappointed in expressing that to you.
That is the highest compliment that we have.
I know this, but they might not.
In my studies, I found that one typically applauds with their non-webbed hands.
They don't send out vibrations into the world around them of pleasure.
Do they expect us to simply be seals, just clapping?
Foolish. They can't hear the ultrasonics, I suppose.
I'll get it because I'm loving this. A few moments later, the door flings open, and you see a water genasi walk in, and behind her is an elf, light green skin, and they're talking and kind of giggling a little bit. They're talking about someone named Finfina. You can't quite make out what's being said. The water genasi is looking kind of nonplussed and slightly dismissive, but they're laughing and just having a good time. She walks right by your table, looks down at you all and smiles.
The genasi?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a stone cold stare.
She kind of looks at you all and like, turns to the elf.
Told the enemy would be here too.
Do you think it's a spy as well? Let's get back on duty and keep our eyes about us. And I'll slightly move my eyeball
I'm like
to watch her as she goes.
Yeah.
I'm clenching my fists, like she bore her teeth at us.
It was not overtly aggressive. Stay on the lookout for that one.
Keep our eyes about us.
I cannot imagine Hyzarian would sink so low to let that one in his midst.
That voice.
It's disgusting. I can smell her from here. Though all of these people, all this noise, and water genasi walking all over the place.
They reek.
This tiny, sweaty body.
A couple seconds later, the elf girl comes with a tray. She's like, all right, I got ales for everyone, and 2 glasses of water as well, and 3 muttons. Careful, they're still a little bit hot. Oh, is there anything else I can get for you all?
No.
What did you say your names were again? I'm Mirdia. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. We're happy to have you at the tavern. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. But we like being on a first-name basis with our patrons, so if I may ask.
Go see.
Gosi? Nice to meet you, Gosi.
I am Samar.
I am Sam.
Gosi, Samar, Sam, it's really nice to meet you all. Again, if you need anything, just holler at me, or you can... That elf girl there, she's one of the owners, and the water genasi she's talking to right there as well, one of the owners. And I wouldn't bother the one playing violin. He doesn't really want to be interrupted. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know.
Thank you.
Merdia for the mutton and the alcohol.
She's like, yep. You're welcome.
I'm gonna look around so nobody sees with the glass of water and
Oh god, sweet water.
I'm just putting it on
We're just
myself.
Yeah. Kind of aspirating it.
I'm just like,
So drowsy, I'm eating the gill cheese.
Blowing bubbles in it.
Case of the grill. Case of the gill cheese.
case of the gorilla.
Yeah.
Grilled gill
You never
cheese.
know when it happens.
I would try the ale.
I think Plakius just eats the mutton with his hands.
Yeah. You just...
Like this.
Yeah. Ah, I see. Yes. Companionship.
You all tell me what you think of the ale. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. What do you think?
It is briny like a sea full of the dead.
I don't mind it, actually. This is the best thing about this place so far. Something reminds me of the algae and the mosses that mix with the sand at the bottom. I quite like this. I'll try the mutton.
Scrape your tongue.
Remember your survival skills. It is sustenance.
It is sustenance. Just willing it down.
Yeah.
And as you are willing it down, the door opens, and you see a middle-aged Huma sailor. A little bit of flakes of blue paint on him. Beside him, you see Hydarion. And the two of them are kind of wiping their brows. Hydarion's carrying a bucket, and you can see a handle sticking into it. It looks like a paintbrush or something. He's got another burlap sack that you can see the handles of tools kind of hanging out. And he comes in, he's like, "The wagon is coming along," and kind of walks in towards the back, brushes past your table a little bit, doesn't really look at you guys necessarily.
Gosh.
He's a traitor.
Are you the chef Hydarion?
He's like, yes, that is me. How do you like the mutton?
It is delicious. How long have you been cooking?
Oh, well, I've been on the surface for 3 years now. Before that, under the sea.
It was my understanding that all Tritons, a sailor told me, serve in the military. It's rare that you would be out here, yes?
He pauses and puts his stuff down and pulls the fourth chair out and sits down and is like, "Not many people know so much about the Tritons. Yes, that is customary, but my family, they thought it was worth seeing the larger world. And so here I am, been in Waterdeep not too long, was a sailor, learning the ways."
And now you salt mutton?
Well, I was very fortunate, yes, to acquire this place, thanks to some actions that my friends and I did.
Interesting. It is very interesting.
You know of the Triton culture?
Bar stories. Sailors, mostly.
Thank you, Mr. Path. Much appreciated. New subscriber there.
Yes, we like to study all of the militaries all over the place. Those stories of bravery, courage, honor, duty mean something to us.
Yes, of course, and to me as well. And here I have found this new family, and we trust each other and serve together.
Yes, the Nerdia pointed it out.
Merdia, yes.
Merdia.
Yes.
The elf.
Yes, she is an Eladrin, an elf from the Feywild.
I've not heard of the Feywild. I'm sure it is pretty.
Do they keep armies too?
I don't know much about it. Whenever she talks about it, she isn't very specific. I imagine so.
You and your friends do not share about your pasts?
Oh, we share some, yes. It's just that the military is not something that my friend Enid has been a part of. She's told me of the schools they have there for the magic and other beauties in the Feywild, but...
Not a warrior, understood. What about the Genasi then? They are fearsome, are they not?
Oh, the captain, yes. I served with her aboard a ship.
Together?
Yes, she well, I would follow her. She is my captain.
Okay, classiest.
You would follow her?
Yes, she is very skilled at the sea, very wise, and deadly with a blade. And I know she has my back, as I have hers.
Interesting.
Incredibly interesting, and cheers to you for choosing such a, I'll pick up the mutton, noble profession to dedicate yourself to.
He kind of cocks his head a little bit. Like,
I'll lick the mutton again.
He stops and is like, "Where did you say you were from again?"
All over.
Are you mercenaries?
Excuse me?
Little this and is a little that. That.
We do not sell any skills for money.
Forgive me, it's quite common here in the Waterdeep.
Is it?
Yes, it's a way to make a living here.
We are quite loyal to our leader, who is asked to remain unnamed.
We have traveled from the south.
Ah, yes. I'm not too familiar, but the ports there, they are beautiful. I traveled the seas on a ship.
No. We would hate to impose on you any longer.
Yes, we have had our meal.
Well, all right. It was nice to meet you. If you have any questions, I suppose I'll be around. And he stands up and slides the chair in, and he starts to walk, and he stops and looks back over his shoulder at you all, and you see his hand kind of like he's almost fingering his palm like he's thinking. He's like, walks back towards the kitchen. You see him, he walks right up to the water genasi and kind of leans in and says something to her, and she kind of shrugs.
He is coverting with the enemy.
He's a fucking traitor.
I cannot believe he would sink so low. Negate his duties to throw in with this lot for a fucking tavern.
I thought we would find him at least fighting some battles. Even though I disagreed, I thought maybe he was winning honor and duty to our people, but instead, he's fucking
soft.
cooking.
He is softer than the meat he cooks.
We lost Marius. We lost Landgorn. All in our fight. But Hydarion sits on the surface with the noise and the stink and cooks and probably sleeps. How lucky for him.
You need not tell me that there are places on the seafloor where you cannot even see the sand, for our brothers have fallen.
And the Genasi, none of us have forgot what they have done.
He sits there and coverts with the scourge upon the lands that we risk our lives and lose them to defend the surface from.
Probably dances with that elf and listens to the music of devils.
What were the orders again?
Just had to get the information that we have and report back. That was our orders.
That was it. It's a recon mission
Strictly
for the prelate.
observations. No striking down of dirty water. No taking down traitors. Or fulfilling the line of duty that we have struggled so long to maintain. Just information. I think he'd crack his whatever utensil was on the... Oops. I think I broke it.
Let's leave. End these chairs since we can't actually take them.
Right.
Drop unknowingly amount of coins.
Yeah, just kind of gauge it. Probably too much. They probably gave you like 20 gold pieces. You dropped like 6. It was 3 silver pieces or something.
That looks good. We must return to the prelate. It is worse than we feared up here.
Find no help from Hydarion nor anybody else on the surface. We don't need the help anyway.
He is as good as dead to me anyways.
We can sit here selling their services for money, trading shiny pieces of metal around, and drink and get fat.
A soft-bodied fish is the first one killed from the school. He will not last long.
What do you think, Gosa?
She has no opinion. She just wants to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like...
Alright, you all leave.
Yeah.
On your way out, Meridia's like, well, have a pleasant evening. Hope to see you back.
Hope to see her back.
Yep. Kind of shoots a glance, and the owners are all kind of shooting glances amongst each other. They seem suspicious, but nothing happens. You all walk out, no problem. You make your way through the city. It's painful. You have to be like, God, the street signs in common that you barely know. And you're like, you're looking at these maps that are these neat ordered grids. They make almost no sense. It takes you far too long to get to the rendezvous point where you actually get to a beach, swim some ways out, shed all the clothes you have. The disguise fades away as you swim in the water. You come to some sharp rocks kind of just off one of the coves. You meet up with SEAL Team 6. A group of seals?
Yeah.
No. And you swim some further ways where you rendezvous with a giant blue whale that was waiting for you. There in the depths, it's your ride home. You kind of cling to the back and it's... Ooh. You all swim deep. It takes some time. You swim for about 20 hours that you cling to the back of this whale that's traversing the depths, and eventually you reach past the point where the light is no longer touching you. It's just infinite dark in every direction. Nothing but this whale and each other. Do you have any conversations on the way?
I would just start listing off reasons why I hated the above.
Yeah, adding to the list. I'll be honest. I hope the prelate gives us orders to march on the surface. At least burn that place to the ground.
They had a place called ZC Ward. Are they keeping wards of ZC for adoption? Have they taken hostages?
Nice.
Sea children. That's where I draw the line.
Add it to the list of reasons I hate the surface.
Just some really nasty people.
The odor.
They all reeked.
I have no issue with the rest of the surface. It is their birthright and their luxury to live relaxing lives. But not Hydarion. Hydarion has a duty of service.
He is dead to me now. He has no duties as a dead person.
I did not realize that it was his parents that had him leave.
His parents have always been in good standing.
And he so willingly gave that information. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't remember anything, any of his vows or pledges.
The secrets of people mean nothing to him, you are correct.
To wantonly disregard it.
This is unbelievable how far such a once promising fighter could have fallen.
And with that, it starts at first as a faint green glow beneath you. But it's not long until the sprawling vista of Thracia comes into view. You know that it was built on the side of these big fissures, these thermal fissures that have built up with some of the sediment. So there's these chimneys that are continually pouring hot water coming up from the deep beneath the ground. So the area is nice and warm, and as a result, there's all of these algae blooms that are now tended by the Tritons and the handful of sea elves that live there as well. They're in these ordered rows, radiating out from the center of Thracia, providing this glowing light for all to see. Natural corals form buildings all over the place. People swim around domesticated whales, and dolphins swim as couriers and horses and transportation. It's home, and you've been living here your whole life but for the service you do in various parts of the deep, the various portals that you guard, and they've been active lately. You all swim once you let go of the whale, and it sort of swims back off. You swim down to the prelate's quarters where you're expected, for you're an elite force. You are in fact part of the prelate's guard. Not many. There's not many in that force. You've recently been accepted, and you're sent on missions just like this. You arrive to the prelate's large, it's a natural coral that's been shaped, and the entrances to the buildings are all on the top. They're mostly dome-shaped structures, and you don't need streets, right? So the entrances tend to be, you swim down into them. So there's sort of this fluted chimney that sort of comes up to the entrance, and swimming around it in two circles are two tritons holding their tridents and horseshoe crab shields, and they see you all approaching, notice the armor that you wear that denotes you as Prelate Guard, and they step aside and bow to you. You all swim in and you find the prelate there. And the prelate is looking at a large sand table map with shells of all size used to denote the different portals, and she's stroking her chin and pushing pebbles to denote the different forces that she has available to her, and looks somewhat frustrated. And as she hears you all swim down, she sort of looks up to you and says, "Ah, you've returned. What news of the surface?"
Nothing that is very good.
We found Hyderion.
And
The traitor makes his living as a shopkeep, cooking.
a shopkeep.
He cooks, and not only that, part of the other owners of this establishment, one is a water genasi that he calls Captain.
When you say that, she slaps the table, and sand and pebbles and shells kind of fly off, and she's like,
He said he would kill for her.
Also a devil and an elf of some sort.
"It is such a shame. His parents, legendary warriors in their time. Why would they do this to us? They know how badly we need Hyderion. He could be great. He could be a commander. He could be a legionnaire. He could command. But instead, he cooks for elves and humans."
The traitor spends his time going softly. To me, prelate, he is dead. He is no more to me. He speaks openly of our people and our traditions that we have kept so safe.
He walks with the pride of our people, but none of the heartache.
We thought we would find him at least fighting battles and winning honor in our name, but no. He does not do that at all.
Well, I thank you for what you've done. This arms me with the capability to have a little morale booster for the people, to remind the people that we owe our allegiance to duty, to Thracia, to protecting those that walk and would eat the cookings of Hyderion, and not even know that they owe their thanks to us. We don't even ask it.
Yes, he seems to have forgotten the pride of the people.
We could remind him.
If you would ask us, we would return back.
We do not kill our own, even the traitors. Exile. That makes more sense. You are dismissed. Good work. Meet by the main vent tomorrow. I have something planned.
By your word for Thracia, prelate.
For Thracia. You all swim out. Jump ahead in time. Tomorrow, small force of citizenry, as well as legionnaires, some of the Prelate Guard, attend this large central square that is sandstone kind of laid down, that's been somewhat in a human-style architecture. These rocks have been put down that sort of form this radiant, kind of the rocks get bigger as they radiate out from the center. It's often used for speeches and town meetings and things like that. Everybody's sort of surrounding. There's a huge conch shell. And she lifts the conch shell and holds it, and as she holds it up, everyone quiets down. It has come to my attention that one of our own lives amongst the surface, grows soft, cooks food, does not fight. This is not our way. I don't blame him. He didn't know. He was but a boy, is but a boy. He should have had duty and service instilled in him. Brings him out. She kind of looks down. You see a man and a woman in essentially manacles come out, and I mean, they look bedraggled. They're looking at everyone kind of wide-eyed. Just, they have no idea what's going on. Koros and Madredin Arloseth, the parents of the traitor. You had every opportunity for your boy to follow in your once glorious footsteps. What say you? How did it come to this? Madredin kind of steps forward and she's like, I had an agreement. And the prelate says, yes. That was with the former general who... How did he die again? She's like, in battle. She's like, that's right, in battle. So I think it's only fitting that this agreement no longer be honored, Arloseth. She says, no. You don't understand. We wanted Hyderion to have a life away from war, for once. All our people know is war and death. The prelate cocks her head. Such is our lot in life. We are warriors through and through. For generations we have protected the surface, and they give us no thanks. None of us are excluded from duty. None of us. She says, no, it can be different. We can forge alliances. There are people that are good and would be willing to help us. If only you would... And she says, silence her! One of the prelate guards swim over and she struggles and then stops. He says, for dereliction of duty, for instilling traitorous desires in your own son, a Triton's son, a son of Thracia, you are hereby exiled, never to return. You and your son are not welcome here. They're not welcome in the deep. And if you show your face, you will be killed for the traitors you are. And they sort of look down at each other, kind of like they're closing their eyes, trying to take it in. Forthwith, all of your assets will be seized. You have 1 hour to pack your belongings, and then get out and never come back. This is duty. We do this for Thracia. And as she does, people start clapping and cheering. The two of them look absolutely horrified. Just they're taken away by the guards. How you holding up, Coach?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
And with that, things kind of disperse. The prelate comes over to you all. She's looking pretty hot. She's like, I can't believe that they would have the gall to speak back to me like that. Lecture me about our people.
You made the right choice.
I know. In my mercy, I didn't have them executed, but I thought about it.
Maybe
blatant disrespect.
Maybe they can reach Hyderion in the surface and reconsider themselves and make a name for themselves on the surface. Prideful and not soft.
I doubt it. They've made their choice.
Either way, they're as good as dead to me.
It's too bad. But things are not what they were. People need to know how things are now.
The war does not get easier. Every man, woman, and child must be ready to serve. It is how our way is. Anyways, I am speaking to the School of Fish, you all know. And thank you all. Please take the next day. You've earned it. I am sorry I made you endure the surface. It must have been horrible.
It was for Thracia.
If you ask us to do anything, we'll do it.
Thank you. I know I can count on you.
I remain Nancy ready.
Thank you, Prelate.
She kind of nods and swims away. There's still people kind of milling about. You overhear some murmurs. Some of the murmurs are sort of like, I don't know. That seems like
Some murmurs.
Yes. Nice. You hear people sort of saying like, well, maybe we can ally with the surface. And you sort of see a couple talking like, I mean, I've heard that there are heroes on the surface that have done wonderful things. And they see you looking at them and they're like, kind of stop.
We need to somehow silence these whispers. Makes them believe again in the Triton people. We do not need the surface. The surface would be crushed down here.
Look around. A lot of whispers going on here, everyone.
People kind of hush.
I don't know when we did not speak directly to the deep and our own people. What has happened to you? You cannot face your friends, your allies any longer? Yes, I too have heard of heroes on the surface. Yet I have seen none in the deep. Do you recall any? Do you?
People are not catching your gaze. They're sort of staring, I guess, not at the ground, but sort of in different directions as they float around.
I don't even have enough digits to name all the heroes I've known of our own people.
One of the people kind of pipes up and it's like, of course, Legionnaire, you're right. Of course.
I'll look at someone else in the crowd of people who are gathered. Like, what? Do you think the kelp is greener on the other side? Is that what it is?
Nice. Nobody makes your gaze. Nobody meets your gaze. They're all just sort of looking away. A couple people in the back sort of start swimming away.
Instead of asking for heroes from the surface, become one yourself. Be one maybe the surface talks about instead. One who can shut the gates and end this war. Become great yourselves. Don't ask for greatness. They will never come.
And to be clear, I'm not necessarily trying to intimidate. I think he is legitimately
trying to inspire a little bit. Yeah, wondering.
Oh, I'm pissed though. I'm like
tight.
I have low charisma though, so that was me thinking I gave a keynote speech, but
the crowd starts to disperse. People kind of go their own ways. What do you think you all do in the great city of Phracia, the great city-state Phracia? You've got a whole day to yourselves. You can even summarize.
I think first I would eat the food that we want to eat.
A solid...
Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Under-the-sea meal.
Yeah. Some flounder, some grouper. Served heated in the vents.
I think I eat an all vegetable diet just for mere sustenance.
Yeah.
And didn't know that mutton was meat when I was eating it.
Yeah. What is this?
Strange vegetable that it grows. Charred. I think I would also swim through the vents. And then I think train. I think he would train. I don't think that as an elite crew that
I think my day's all routine. I eat just the mere sea veggies that I need, and then I think we probably often train together.
Yeah, the montage of your day, you wake up from your little shell cocoon and just sitting, eating some seaweed. Two of you training.
I think Placius sets aside a solid hour for worship for his Triton deities.
What is the name of that deity?
It started with a C, and it's from 2nd edition, and I cannot remember.
Man, I can't either.
But essentially, it represents protection. It represents protection, and I think Placius's ultimate desire is to be a protector of his people.
It is. Hold on, I got it. Oh no, I don't. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
I also think looking over the entire city-state nearly brought to tears. Looking at home and everything, thinking about everything it's taken to maintain it.
Yeah.
And more a small oath as a whisper, for Phracia.
And it's a beautiful city. I mean, as you take it in, your entire view is filled with vibrant colors, living colors. The surface was so gray and brown and drab. Every building was made of the same boring material and not grown. They weren't living. Your buildings are literally living. The coral, you'll fall asleep and see clownfish playing around your ceiling.
I think, and also feeling unconnected on the surface, like you feel like an individual walking around where surrounded by ocean, there's just the natural frequencies that you're like, yeah, but I'm also connected to the coral, right, to everybody who's around me. Like I'm picking up exactly where they are. Right. Like there's an ecosystem that you're in tune with in the water, being from there, and on the surface, like how fucking lonely.
Yeah.
Like it's crowded, but you're also like as lonely as you could possibly be.
I love it. The deity is persona. Coach, I hope that wasn't too harsh.
Nah, man, it was awesome.
All right, that was good.
Well, we're going to kill him now. We're fucking with time.
You guys played it great. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this story. So we will see you all in just a few minutes.
Cool.
Hey, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to us here at Castle Mac. We're so happy that you came. The point of this video is just to do a little bit of housekeeping on the break. That way, when you come back, we can just jump straight back into the action with whatever show that you were watching. If you're watching us live right now on Twitch, you can go ahead and mash that follow button up here. If you're watching us a little bit later on YouTube, you can mash that subscribe button right down here. We stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays and Sundays, both at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we try to upload our videos to YouTube about 48 hours later, so you can follow us there, youtube.com/CastleMac. If you want to talk to us outside of our streams, then you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Sometimes we post schedules there if we're going to be streaming in between. We have some friends of ours that stream on our channel, the Macolites. We also do a Marcha-style campaign with some of our friends in our Discord, and that happens periodically. So if you want to know when, you can just follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are all Castle Mac and then our first name. You can follow me, I'm Castle Mac Lydia. You can follow Raven. You can follow our DMs, Stephen and Johnny. You can follow any of us, and you can find our names right underneath of our characters on our nameplates. So we would love it if you would follow us, and you can find us on our other streams there. And also, if you want to talk to us off of Twitter, you can follow us on our Discord. We have a Discord server. You just go to our Twitch channel, scroll down a little bit, and you can follow that link. We are there pretty much all the time. There are people from all over the world, so no matter what time you're chatting, I guarantee there will be someone there to chat back at you. It's so much fun. Everyone there is so nice. And I just want to talk now a little bit about what goes on during our Twitch streams. So for every 500 bits donated or every sub, we get a divine reroll. That is basically the god saying, you can re-roll that terrible d20 roll that you just made as a player. If you roll badly, you can re-roll that and hope for better. But also, if the DM rolls really hot and it's gonna hurt us, we can make him re-roll that in hopes that he won't hurt us quite so badly. So it's great. And with those bits, it allows us to upgrade some of our equipment. We've been able to get new microphones, so we sound so much better than we used to. We have these lapel mics. We're hoping to get some new cameras in the future. And with those bits, we're able to pay artists from Twitter that we find to do character portraits. We found some on Facebook that are really great. We've been able to commission a new theme song for our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. The art looks amazing, and we're so happy to be able to give that back to artists that we found. So with that, we are so happy that you are here. We are so thankful to have you as a viewer and a subscriber and a chatter in our Discord. We hope that you will stay around, because in the next few minutes, we'll be coming back to whatever show you're watching. We're so happy that you're here. So thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone. You have joined us for a special one-shot. Tonight we are playing as creatures of the deep, people defending the surface in what some see as a thankless job. We've witnessed a little bit of spooky behavior out of the society, but they can be saved. All right. With that, our 3 elite Triton Sea Elf warriors, you all are approached by essentially your lieutenant. You all are training in one of the massive, domed, coral training centers, training with your tridents and your spears and your water harpoons, war picks. And he approaches and says, "Looking good. You all are looking good today."
Thank you, Lieutenant.
I'm sorry that you had to go to the surface yesterday. And I know that today was supposed to be your day off. But there has been a development, and I need to send you 3. Might be routine. A dolphin came with a message. The listening post, Sarah, they heard, well, they described it as a whale song in need of help, and then was cut short. Those are the only details I know. You should make your way there post-haste. I don't have any transportation available for you. You'll have to swim it yourself. I apologize, the whales are in need of rest. We have traveled a great distance, as you may or may not know. We found another portal that opened, but our brave legionnaires held it back.
Duty calls, as we all know.
The whale songs are ancient, beautiful, and solemn. If they are in distress, we are in distress, Lieutenant.
Thank you. Dismissed. Get moving immediately, please.
Aye. Well, do we need anything from the armory? Or from the barracks? Or shall we move now?
Just my things.
I'm always prepared.
Mine are in the corner.
Each of you have 2 shells that are stoppered with very dense kelp, and inside are healing potions. Each of you have 2 of those. 2 healing potions.
Ocean potions.
Yep. It's not the size of the potion, it's the motion of the potion. You, and off you swim.
There's a swim.
Yeah, thanks.
We're going to do it for a good couple hours.
Well, let's just do it the accurate amount of time. It's 17 miles, so we'll swim for the next 4 hours. But you all do. You make good time. You all are fit and ready. I think you're eager after being on the surface. And you arrive at this listening post, and you've certainly seen them before, but it's always an interesting sight. There is a massive, multi-story for us, conch shell, and it's built on this stone swivel, and it sort of comes to a small point, and there's a Triton kind of there listening, and it'll be like, 2 degrees left, and it's like, it's just listening to the distant ocean. There's a complement of 3 crewmen, essentially, to this massive listening conch. And as you approach, one of them comes over like he's expecting you. He says, they dispatched Prelate Guard. Excellent, excellent. We received a signal, I guess it's been about 11 hours now, could be more. Very distant. We believe it was Old Scarfin. You know Old Scarfin, it's an orca that kind of patrols and will share information with you. She sounded distraught, scared, if you can imagine. Such a beautiful beast being scared.
Scarfin does not scare easily.
And as you know, this direction, the west, has been quiet, so we couldn't say what the sound was, but thought it was worth checking out, especially for Old Scarfin.
There are a few predators that could even shake Scarfin, even if they were displaced as they frequently are now.
Yes. We haven't heard from her since, but there's something else. A pod of dolphins that I was tracking some distance, maybe 20 miles even. They have gone quiet too. Now, they were quite far away, so they may have just gone out of range, but we were tracking them. Also quiet.
20 miles west, you say?
20 miles west. I would guess that you could find Old Scarfin at her old hunting grounds. The sunken ship. What does a Huma call it? The Daisy May.
We should put off immediately. Is there anything else we should know?
It's been mostly quiet besides. Some turbulence, some disturbance. Could just be wave activity. We pick it up all the time. Not worthy of a prelate guard's attention, I should think. But I don't know. Pods of dolphins don't frequently go quiet.
Neither does Scarfin.
I would say in these troubling times that nothing should be thought of as inconsequential.
Well, I agree, and that's why we sent the dolphin.
Very well. We shall proceed now.
Should head out, continue our duty.
All right, well, may the water be at your backs. For Freysia.
For Freysia.
For Freysia.
And off you all swim towards Old Scarfin's hunting grounds. You've each encountered her at one point or another. She's friendly, docile, chatty even. You'll hear her from some ways away, echoing and just asking how things are going, asking about people. She never forgets a person. Once she knows your name, she can remember your specific resonance, and as you approach again, she will greet you in such a way. And so you all swim for some time. The shipwreck Daisy May is about 12 miles west, so a few more hours pass. Again, you're so deep that the time passing is difficult to track by anything other than the tides, and you can sort of feel the swell. And as you approach the sunken ship, you have a strange sense of dread about you. The water here feels slightly different, almost electric. The shape of the sunken mast comes out of the depth. You can see the ship. It's covered in swaying kelp and seaweed and covered in barnacles and teeming with life normally. But today it looks still and sad and broken. You'd almost be darkly happy about seeing a sunken ship given your experience on the surface, except you don't feel that at all. You look at it and you feel sad. A sense of loss. may be difficult to pinpoint.
Is the water polluted?
No. A red tide could not affect something this deep.
Scarfin keeps close tabs on her favorite spots. Usually she very much permits all sorts of life. It attracts bigger customers, so to say. I don't understand. If she was that hungry, why would she eat everything? It makes no sense. I would be at the ready. Something seems fishy.
Indeed.
You all are about 100 feet from this sunken wreck. What do you all do?
I think take out both of my war picks. Start swimming. I think we should do standard formation.
Hey.
I'll go to your left.
Go to the right, slightly back, crossbow ready.
Nice.
All right. Keep the spread to 5. Okay. What would I consider for
kick beats?
What would be the length?
5 kick beats.
Kick beats? 5 kick beats apiece.
Makes sense. And you approach. The ship is dark and desolate, and again, normally it's teeming with life. The water still just feels almost slick, almost like there's a sheen that shouldn't be here, maybe a shimmer in your vision. Each of you roll perception for me.
Okay.
I have dark vision. Does everyone else?
I think so. Yeah,
Yes.
I think you got to.
I'm gonna reroll with my
20.
Okay, yeah. And yes, our player inspirations still allow the reroll. Everything else is advantage. By the way, we do have some, so spin them up. All right, you got a 20. You don't see it, but you're swimming in front. You're scanning the horizon. The two of you just feel this strange sense. You're looking at the ship. You can see the big hole in the side of the ship that clearly led to its doom. And you see a dark shape inside that sort of moves past, and now the light is no longer there. Something was in that hole and moved back. Difficult to say how large, certainly man-sized or Triton-sized, potentially a little bit larger. It wasn't massive. The decks are only, 10 feet, 4 kick strokes or whatever you called them apart, right? So it couldn't be something massive. It would be very difficult for it to be old Scarfin, but something is lurking in that ship.
Lamas, proceed with caution. There is something below decks. It was moving at about 3 kick beats.
We made Maisie thirsty talking about all this water. The dog just went for a sip out of the toilet. She's like, man, all this talk about water. I'll be right back, guys.
Alright, I'll refocus and
She's still going. She's so thirsty. Maisie, come here, girl. Don't drink toilet water. Come on. Come give Coach a smooch.
No.
Come give Coach a big old sloppy smooch.
Toilet bowl rinse.
Yeah, come on. Go lay down. Don't drink toilet water, please. Ah, dogs. You getting comfortable now? Yeah, she's content. She's like, man, that was good. Fresh source of cold water. Okay. Back we go.
yeah, I'll refocus my attention then. I'm moving cautiously, swimming at half speed,
Yeah.
Maybe, kind of pulling up.
Sort of stopping a little bit, stopping the momentum a little. Yeah. All right. What do you do?
Definitely was not Scarfin. Scarfin never entered. That was the only way to live in her hunting ground. Whatever it is, it gives me bad feelings, but we did not get to this level just by staring at things. We must enter.
Careful, could be Genasi, elementals. Doubtful that it's eel folk this low, but perhaps it is.
Either way, they will die. Unless it is a Triton.
Alright, Let's close formation and investigate the hole.
Alright, you close up and you approach the hole. You get right up to it. Do you all go in?
Yep.
Alright, in you swim, and around you see this swollen wood. Most of the trinkets have long since been looted from this place, but there's still some remnants of the huma that sailed this ship. Bloated ropes that float idly on faintly perceptive currents. And in the back, in the shadows, you see a sheen of a shape sort of slither by. Kind of fades into the shadows, and then coming swiftly into view, you see the gray skin of a wounded bottlenose dolphin. And it swims towards y'all. It seems to be asking for help.
I think, don't we speak...
You speak Aquan? Yeah.
Well, we have a thing where we can understand.
Oh, you can understand? Yeah. The general gist you got is it needs your help. Or it needs someone's help. And you can see that it's got lacerations on it. Some of them seem to almost glow slightly blue.
We're able to speak to it, too.
Yeah. You have to speak dolphin, though. No, it's kidding. It can understand you.
Did something attack you?
It sort of looks, he's like, says, Ninny, pod was captured.
Captured.
By what? Elementals? I mean, I guess speaking the lingo, eel folk.
Yeah. When you say elementals, it sort of turns and flaps a fin in the affirmative, kind of bumps against you a little bit.
That's troubling news.
I suppose the listening station cannot hear us all the way out here, can they?
You know that it would have to be pretty precise. It's pretty directional. They kind of are sweeping all the time.
Hold 1 second. And he'd swim out to the outside of the ship and type in elementals, or not type in, but like scratch it in with like a dagger or a knife.
All right, cool.
Return back.
Before he gets back, we can call for help. They sent for us. They lose contact with us. I suppose they'll figure it out.
The dolphin kind of swims a circle and yells, As they were captured, not killed. I escaped.
Where? Where?
And kind of points in a direction, and it can't really communicate directions, but kind of indicates the direction, kind of points. And you see that it's mostly west, a little bit northwest.
Scarfin, alive, dead.
Unknown. And almost on cue when you say that, you hear ooh, echoing in the distance, and the dolphin kind of perks up.
Would we have known that sounded like Scarfin?
I think you would. You've all interacted with Scarfin before.
That had to have been Scarfin.
Swim to Scarfin first, then out to save your pod. Go in peace.
It doesn't leave the ship. It sort of hides into the shadows. And you all hear again. Ooh, and it's got a strange timbre to it. It was gibberish.
That does not.
It didn't say anything that you recognized.
That does not.
As if someone speaking English were just speaking in tongues.
Listen, young one. The way back to the listening post, Sarah, is clear. That is where we have came from. I do not know if that is actually Scarfin or not, or what trouble she has found herself in today, but that is where we must go.
The dolphin kind of butts its nose against you and pushes back a little bit, then speeds off towards the listening post.
We'll head out to Scarfin.
All right, you all swim out. In the murky water, you start to see a rounded shape, and then you see strange blue lines. And as Scarfin comes into view, you can see that she is covered in these lacerations that have crystalline growths on them that are glowing a bright blue. And as she approaches, you can, ooh, speaking gibberish, mouth opens, and it looks like she's about to attack you.
Scarfin, this is us, your friend. Placius.
She pushes past you. Her tail slaps. You swim just out of the way in time to avoid being stunned. It's time to roll initiative.
This is...
Show me where you are in relation to the ship. Now, I will say we're going to abstract the fact that there is a third dimension to this fight. It would be much more difficult to track. So we're going to play it like it's two-dimensional, but narratively you can say, hey, I'm swimming up or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
And old Scarfin.
Oh.
I'm not sure anybody can even see it yet, but we'll get there.
Do we want to shift the boat this way to open up if we're all over there?
Nope. Boat's fine. Sean can adjust the camera, I think, if need be. So old Scarfin just swam past you. Is about right here right now.
All right.
All right, let's get some initiatives. I rolled for old Scarfin. Let me
Scarfin.
Open that up.
I was hoping she'd be squishy.
Scarfin down.
Are you Edge? Because I'm Scarfin.
All right, let's see. Oh my god, I don't remember anyone's name. Helgosa.
23.
Ooh, pretty good.
Pretty good.
How about you, Ramas?
18.
And what about you?
Placius.
That would be a dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
You're right there. So this is the setup. She has swam right past you, and you barely avoided her tail, which created this sort of area around the tail slap that was quite intense sonically.
Oh man, this is not the Scarfins that we know.
You're up.
I'm torn if we should attack or not. I think I'd call out, this is not Scarfin. It's just some other being. And I will, where am I? Right here?
You were the one with the banner.
Oh yeah. So I can move, where's my movement? Oh, 45 feet swimming. Plus,
it should be.
I can make it, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I'm sorry, Scarfin. I'm gonna go up and attack with my spear, I guess. How unvegan.
It's maybe a necrotic now.
As you approach it, you can see that its skin looks sickly. This blue stuff is glowing in these lacerations, but you can almost see a faint glow under its skin, and its eyes look glossed over. Doesn't seem like the Scarfin you know and love.
19.
That is a hit.
Do I roll all my hits separate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
if you want to roll them all, just like all the d20s at once, I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget you do have some advantages you can grab if you need to.
How do I not have any more 20s? Alright, so this is my first 2 attacks. Because I get attack plus attack, right?
Yep.
17 plus...
Also a hit.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's 1...
And then you get 1 bonus attack. Bonus action attack. Or 2 if you spend a key point.
18 plus.
Also a hit.
So I'll do my 3 attacks.
Okay, 3 hits. And what are you, a d8 now or d6 on your unarmed?
D6 on my spear.
D6 on your spear. Gotcha. One of those has to be unarmed, but that's
okay.
Still a d6 too?
One has to be...
The bonus action is unarmed, but I think...
Oh yeah, so that would be a d6. Yeah, they're all d6 plus 5.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They're all going to be the same. They're all plus your dex.
And then I get to add the plus 5 to all of them, right?
Yes, you do. So we're at 15 plus 8. So 23. You come at and you spear, and it cuts across old Scarfin, and you see why she was so named. It's a massive, like, almost looks like a weld mark in metal down her left fin. And as you rake the spear across her, she lets out this bellows and kind of spins a little bit as you cut, and just blue light and almost blood and blue liquid kind of pours out that's bioluminescent and fades as it pours out from old Scarfin.
So that was my action.
And bonus action.
Plus bonus action, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You got it. Monks are crazy. Placius.
So on his turn, he will spend a superiority dice to use Commander's Strike and tell Ramas, you need to get closer. So I forego one of my attacks and use a bonus action to direct one of my companions to strike. So when I do a friendly creature who can see or hear you, immediately use your reaction to... Oh, you're not in range, can you?
No.
No, well...
Doesn't get to move?
No, that's a different one.
You want to do it for
yeah,
Gosa?
Gosa can...
Alright, Raven, make an attack.
Oh, I get an extra attack?
He hooked you up. Yeah, use the Commander's Strike.
2 to the damage.
Also,
I still get one of my attacks.
Wait, I get to... What was that? Add 2?
I gave you an attack.
Yeah, you get to add 2 on top of this attack. That is a hit.
Plus, and then it was what, 1d6 plus 7 now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
10 more damage.
Was it 2 to the damage or to the hit roll?
It is to the damage roll.
Nice.
And then I still get one of my attacks because I only forego one.
Yes, you sure do.
And I get to shoot a light crossbow. Good. 2 plus 8.
You got a blue one.
Yeah, I do. We're gonna spend that, and we're actually gonna declare we're gonna roll.
All right, roll with advantage on this, which you needed. So that was a hit. So thank you to Zombie for that.
Zombie.
Right. And then the light crossbow is a d6 plus 3, so 5 damage.
Okay. Same deal. You sort of aim it and kind of cuts through the water, leaving a little trail of bubbles behind it. Punches in, and you see this blue and red sort of pouring out, both blood and this other liquid that makes no sense. After you have made that shot, she swims over just like this.
Tails me.
Her tail. And I need you, please, to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Not a dex save by chance?
Not a dex save.
Okay. 14.
You're good to go. It sort of stuns you momentarily, but you're able to kind of shake your head and fight your way through it. And it is now her turn. She swims right over to you. Swimming in this circle. By the way, just so you all know, she does not provoke opportunity attacks, so don't even think about it.
I will like to inspire my boy Ramas over here for taking point going into that.
Ramas, you are inspired. And so she approaches.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the damage? There it is. What is your armor class, my dude?
14.
14. That is a miss. She swims past you, attacks you. What's your armor class?
17.
That is a hit. And that is...
Okay, then.
Excuse me?
Busking?
Take 15 points of damage as she just opens her mouth and those teeth rake across you. You've seen those teeth in action before, but never did you expect you would be on the receiving end. Just, you know what they're capable of. And she continues to spin and makes an attack on you, Gosa. Armor class?
17.
Misses. Wait, is that right? No, sorry. She hits. She will get you for 12 points of damage.
What type is it?
It is piercing. Okay, and with that, we're back to you, Ramas.
Am I prone?
No.
Will you swim me right up next to her in the melee range?
Get on in there.
I'm gonna foot race ya! I'm going to attack. Doubt that. What about a 16, my dude?
16 does not get her.
Okay. Then I'll make
You try, but she kind of spins, and the force from the water just knocks your pick away.
I'll go ahead and give myself advantage on this second one.
Sweet.
Nope, that'd be the same thing.
Oof, sorry. Take your advantage die.
I'll use my offhand attack on my bonus action.
Yes, sir. That'll do it.
Yep. So... 17 damage.
Wow, really? Good God.
Max.
Wow. That's awesome.
Nicely done.
Yeah, you swing a couple of times. Finally, she rolls, and you catch the underbelly as she's swimming past. Pick digs in and rakes, leaving a glowing slit. It is now her turn. She swoops around like this.
I thought she just had her turn.
Legendary action.
What?
And Sean, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please, my dude.
Well, this is part of my thing. I gotta add a d6 to it.
Oh, tight. That is a definite pass. Again, she passes and you see it coming. You brace for it as you see her tail wind up, and with speed you can't even imagine. The area around you, the water is almost solidified for a brief second due to the hyper intensity of the slap.
I think I closed the distance. I got up next, so I still got launched off, but I went closer.
Yeah, you got in where you weren't getting the wave. With that, Gosa, it's your turn.
I am going to... If I throw my spear, it's the same to hit and damage and all that, right?
Yep.
Okay. But then I'd have to go back and get it.
Yeah, it kind of sinks slowly.
All right, I'm going to go up, and I am going to use my... I doubt it if it's a legendary, but whatever. I think I'm going to find my other d20. These are like my action attacks.
Okay, are you going to spend a key point or just go with the 3 basics?
No, I'm going to...
Oh, those are just your attacks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is just my regular plain attack to start.
Well, the 1 is
19?
definitely not a hit. A 19 is a hit.
Okay, so then that's 1d6 plus 5 piercing. Yay, 7. And then as my... So 1 hit, and then I think I can still use my bonus action to do another one. Mm-hmm. And then I can still... When you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until then.
You can sure do that.
So con save, and I'll do my bonus action.
Okay.
11 does not hit. Does it?
11 does not hit, and she makes her.
Oh, actually,
save.
Oh shoot! I should have called it out.
You can make.
Okay.
You would have made. I think it's fair that you would have made me roll with advantage there. This is a new paradigm, but yeah, disadvantage. I think you probably would have wanted me to do that. So yes, I will do that. What's the DC?
13.
She passes.
Mother bumper.
She got some
Mother
time.
flipper.
She's a big old whale. She's a brick.
Ow.
All right, Placius, you are up, sir.
So
I'm sorry. Wait, did you do your bonus attack? You
Yeah,
missed. You
failed.
Sorry. Yep.
I can't roll worth. It's because I'm not using my main dice.
Yeah, definitely use your main
Don't use them
dice. Don't
side
hold
dice.
back right now. You're fighting a corrupted orca.
Well, I wanted my color.
Placius.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Hit me.
We're going to
Try. Yeah, do hit
we're
him.
gonna use. First of all, I'm gonna declare on this attack I want advantage. So
Okay.
this attack.
Use up that last divine reroll for advantage.
I want
Unlike an
advantage.
advantage roll.
I'm going to use precision attack. So I have to spend one of my superiority dice. I get to add that. I can do that afterwards. So I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna use sharpshooter.
Okay.
That's
-5 plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You line up the shot.
So most likely I will be having to use the precision attack, but I will have advantage on this one. So first attack coming through with sharpshooter, -5.
That is a total hit.
All right, so we won't...
Total hit.
Cool. So plus 10 damage on this attack coming through, so it's a total of plus 13.
Got it.
So 16
damage.
Jeez.
And then the second attack we'll just do normally.
Okay. Can you fire a crossbow twice? Do you have crossbow mastery?
Yeah. He took it all.
My man.
I was looking at it, I was like, why are his stats so low? I was like, oh, he took every feat.
Nice. Yeah, sharpshooter and crossbow master. That makes sense.
So +8. That's probably not going to cut.
Unfortunately, that is not going to cut it.
We're gonna spin the precision attack. On this
Okay.
one.
Because you add the die to it.
So that would be +13. 6 + 13, 19.
That is a hit.
Cool. And then damage.
It's a good character build. I like it.
9 damage.
Okay. She's now looking pretty hurt. She's streaming this blood and blue liquid behind her as she swims. It's almost, she's swirling around you all, and it's almost clouding the water with blood and blue liquid.
I'm going to give this to old
Perfect.
Placius.
Well earned, Placius. All right, it is now her turn. She's thrashing a little bit now and seeming like just moving with these very precise movements. She's just looks like she's partially an automaton or something. Very strange to see. She's essentially going to make a pass again and attack each one of you. Placius.
Mm-hmm.
Armor class, my dude?
14.
That is a hit. That'll be 20 damage.
Whoa.
She just comes back and chomps your forearm. You kind of barely hold on to the crossbow. She comes over here, attacks you. Ramas. Gets you for 15 points of damage. Swoops around.
Nope.
Chomps at you, Gosa. Gotcha.
Nope.
Gets you for 10 points of damage. Oh, Eric, thank you, sir. Eric Vulgaris with the sub and thus the divine advantage die. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, that is old Scarfin's turn. We come back around to Ramas.
Okay. If I'm not, I'd like to just get in melee range.
Yeah.
And I will spin those war picks and try to pierce. That would be a 19.
That is a hit.
Oh, boy. Good catch.
That's 14 damage. I'll try to hit again. Yes.
That's a hit.
That's 13 damage. And then I will bonus action attack. That is an 18.
Yep, that's a hit.
9 more.
Whew. She is, I mean, bits of flesh are now like swaying and hanging in the water as she swims. Again, the water's cloudy with blood.
I think I feel badly, but I think I do it like I typically would. As I pierce one, I use it like I'm climbing. You know, I've trained and I pierce again. Just crawling on the underbelly.
Do you hold on? Are you grappled to her now?
No.
You can be if you want.
Yeah, all right.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, all right. I mean, if that's
following
an
her
option,
around.
then yes, I'd like to be
Oh my
grappled.
It's
God.
definitely an option. But on her turn, she does. You clinging to the side, swim up right here. I need a Constitution save. Tearbeard, Placius.
Tearbeard.
Con save, yeah. 7 + 6, so 13. Hold on, don't say anything.
Okay.
20.
With that, again, the water around you. In fact, this time the concussion even hits the boat and you almost hear some creaking as the old timbers that have swollen with seawater buckle against the pressure. You're able to just, like your head is just spinning for a second. You kind of shake your head and snap out of it feeling okay. And it is your turn. Wait, did you just go?
No, you just made her.
Yeah, it's your go.
I'll go 80 times. I'm going to...
Yeah, the dice aren't
okay,
spin down
cool.
dice. We just shake them up real good before rolling
Take the
them.
dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that thing where I take my action, and then I'm going to spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as
Okay,
a bonus
perfect.
action.
Yep, awesome.
Okay.
Monks are awesome.
Monks are awesome.
Both hits?
Both hits.
Both hits.
So 10 plus 6, 16 points of damage.
And I'm dodging.
All right, she is looking pretty rough. Okay, Placius.
All right. So help me out with this. I've got crossbow expert, and it says when I use the attack action with a one-handed weapon, I'm using a hand crossbow, one-handed weapon, I get to use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow you are holding. If I were to shoot twice with that hand crossbow...
Yes, you can fire 3 shots.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
And no disadvantage for adjacency either. Yeah. Especially as long as you have a hand free, so you're like feeding the bolts in. You've got a technique down where you kind of pull it down.
Yeah.
You hold it against your body.
Just firing from the hip.
Yeah.
So we're going to roll 3 attacks on it, because that's all we're going to do. So
do it
attack
up.
1.
That's not going to do it.
Attack 2.
That'll do it.
And then attack 3 from the bonus action, plus 8. So
no, sir.
All right,
one hit.
1 goes through.
The water is still turbulent where she did her tail slap.
That's 5 total damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Turns out when I don't use my Battle Master stuff, I just don't do anything.
Okay, on her turn again, you are stuck to the side of her. Swim along with her. She comes up to attack you.
I'm dodging.
Gosa, you are dodging. I'm looking for my disadvantage die.
No.
Is there a D20 out there? There we go.
Is there any D20?
Oh my god. I've lost my only D20.
Just don't roll a number 1.
Oh yeah, she got you. 17 points of damage. She chomps by you, rakes at you a little bit, and kind of flings you to the side. She swims over to you. Makes an attack on Placius. Whoa!
Oh, man.
I finally get to process a crit. Woo!
Oh my god! Oh man!
That's 37 points of damage, my dude.
All right, cool.
She takes you. You see her coming. Full jaws extend, bites into you. You feel your armor just denting and crunching inwards. You have to kind of grab her mouth and free yourself at the last second, but your insides are just burning as your plate mail or whatever. What kind of armor are you wearing?
I think just chainmail is what it gives you. So.
Bits of chain are just pushing into the wounds. Finally, she swims towards the ship, tries to smash you against the hull. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure, those will be fine.
Oh!
I rolled a nat 20. That's a 21.
That is a 21. You're clinging to the side, look up, see the ship coming fast. You grab her dorsal fin and pull yourself up, kind of straddling as she mashes the side. You reach down and grab your pick just before it falls under the water. But you take no damage. She smashes the side and continues swimming to about here.
Will you flip me to the other side? Just say I flipped.
Yeah, definitely. You're still clinging to her.
All right.
And with that, it is your turn.
I'm going to try to attack. So here's first attack.
That's a hit.
That's for 10 damage. My next attack. That is a 17.
Let me just double check. No.
Okay.
Now you know what her armor class is, I think.
And I will use my bonus action to try to attack. Roll it.
Nice.
I couldn't see it past the ship, so I'm
You just have to use the context clues.
That's not real. This one. So that's
even better.
21.
Woo-wee. She is looking incredibly rough. In fact, you are straddling the dorsal fin. You take it and you're like, I'm so sorry. Mash it right into her skull. And I mean, you feel things breaking, clear liquid kind of spilling out from the top, and you kind of twist it as you mash. She is definitely listing to the side. Looks like you've struck something in her nervous system. She pushes past, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Not a dex save?
Gosa. It's not a dex save, sadly. Yep.
$12?
Unfortunately, no. You see this tail, you hit it, and you just can't get control of your body. You are stunned. Stunned essentially means a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws, and attack rolls have advantage. Being incapacitated are auto crits when they hit you. So you hear it, and you're just kind of floating there.
How does one get out of stun?
It just...
Into your turn.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it is your turn, so really that winds up doing next to nothing. You miss your turn, but you're no longer stunned.
My whole turn, even my bonus actions and all that.
All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although that monk stun lasts until the end of the monk's next turn, which is what makes it so OP.
I'm pretty sure hers actually might supposed to work until the end of her turn. It does.
Probably.
Wait till the end of my turn?
Until the end of her turn. So you essentially just, you're like wiggling your toes trying to get out of it, but the force was just awful.
And I'm not charmed or frightened.
Not charmed or frightened. Just stunned. Sorry. Flakius.
Like
you see her and you know that's when they go for the kill. When something is stunned. In fact, she stuns and she starts turning back towards Gosa.
Alright, so we're going to make
Even if I was still dodging? Or does that dodge...
Dodge gives you advantage on dex saves.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything for con saves.
Okay.
It's an area effect. You guys were never clumped up, but it's a 15 by 15 cube.
Okay.
So anyone in it, it's not dodging it. It's just you take it.
Got it. I got it.
Yeah, you guys
totally makes sense.
We swam in formation. I like it.
I'm going to use this last advantage to do the sharpshooter again. Try and take it down.
Do it, my dude. Do it. Oh!
That was so terrible. That was so bad.
Awful. Sorry.
Well, we'll just make...
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Things are scary.
Second attack. Here we go.
Those are DM dice, man. They're failing you.
I'm gonna inspire
Okay.
Coach just because he's rolling like doo-doo today.
Okay, you have one final inspiration. Regular attack or sharpshooter attack?
Oh, we're going sharpshooter, my man. We gotta chunk some damage on her. So we will spend point for precision attack.
Okay.
Add 5 to that.
Are you gonna spend your inspiration you just got?
Let's see. So
don't forget you're -5. So you've rolled a 6.
Yeah, we gotta spend.
Jeez. By the way, thank you, Corey. Appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
Roll your damage. Max damage.
Mm-hmm.
You see her turning. She's gonna go eat Gosa. You raise your fire one shot, doesn't hit. Fire another one. You line up the shot. See her black eye like a doll's eye. Loose the shot. Goes right in. And her form slowly stops. And lists. And floats there. And you have killed old Scarfin.
Dislodge my picks.
I'm not stunned anymore now.
No, you're like, come back out of it.
That was hard, but that was not Scarfin.
Whatever did this, and would use the form of a noble creature, we must find. Plus, there's still that part of dolphins, the elementals, will be a harder fight than Scarfin.
Yes.
Looking at Scarfin listing. I hope as your body decomposes and the blubber that surrounds you feeds many schools of fish for time to come, may you become part of the ocean floor and the water around us.
I'll give you an inspiration for that.
I got one, man. I'm good. Thank you.
I tried. All right, everybody, we're going to take our final break so that you guys can take a short rest as your characters, and we'll be back in 10 minutes for the conclusion. See y'all in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hey y'all, thank you for sticking it out with us for this episode. This is something we're trying out. We're going to have some videos to play during the breaks where we are going to discuss some Castle Mac lore. We make a lot of references to it in our former games, and we've had a lot of people kind of ask us for a little bit of context. So this first video, we're going to talk about the first campaign we ever played, which was the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. A lot of those characters get referenced all the time in what we call the Macgotten realm, sort of our world. Sean, you wanna tell us who was playing who and kind of what we were up to?
This is a good one to reference. It's not on stream. It's the biggest kind of epic event that's taken place that has now shaped our version of the Sword Coast. So player-wise, we had Lydia, Raven, myself, and we had our friend Jeff playing. Those are the players. Steven was the DM. It quickly started. We had a Tiefling Druid played by who is Nithbis, played by Raven.
So you hear Nithbis referenced a lot throughout our other games. She currently, as of today when we're recording it, we're on episode 7 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. She runs, essentially established a town called Goldenleaf just outside of Neverwinter that kind of caters to adventurers. After seeing what adventurers were able to do for the world, she kind of fosters that. So she's referenced quite a bit, and she's sort of leading the charge against the growing threat of Tiamat's return. She's sort of heading up the research and planning for what they're going to do about that.
And then Ennis, who Lydia plays, is the High Matron of the Church of Annalore. She started out just as a level 1 cleric.
Level 1 High Elf cleric.
She has ascended, and now that we're currently in Waterdeep, the Church of Annalore, certainly post the events, Annalore has become a major name in the pantheon of gods. It's kind of moved from the margin to the center due to Ennis. So, and the Church of Annalore has been rebuilt.
Yeah, the Church of Annalore in our events was destroyed. The one in Waterdeep was destroyed in a huge, basically, battle that took place inside the city, but was rebuilt kind of to her specifications, and she's now, the High Matron of this church that became very popular, basically because she was one of the heroes that slew Tiamat.
So with that we have kind of Nithbis, which is the kind of leader of the arcane and natural magic, and Ennis, which is kind of the divine magic. So those are the kind of two pillars of magic that we have in the realm. Jeff's Salos was kind of a well-known pirate trying to turn his life around, and went back and forth. Was good, and got afraid of being good, so went back to disappearing until he was actually ultimately killed when the Church of Annalore was destroyed. But in another video, we'll talk about how we went to hell to get him back.
He was killed. He is back now, so he's referenced in our first episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and occasionally pops up elsewhere as well. But yeah, actually our very first stream ever was the story of them going to hell to recover his soul. I think that's on our YouTube, but it might not even be. It might be on my personal YouTube. So if you're interested, hit me up. It's rough around the edges, but it was fun.
It was the test run, a weekend test run.
I'll introduce this character, so you don't have to talk about yourself. Sean here played everyone's favorite Goliath barbarian, Kothai, aka Brimskir, aka the rock upon which the wave breaks.
Many other names.
Yep. And sweet boy Kothai joined the party somewhat late after a couple other of Sean's characters, which we don't talk about anymore. So Kothai, he's one of my favorite characters because we used him to establish lore about the giants in the Macgotten realm. So they were sort of Viking-centric, right? And
Steven definitely made it, and I think made a decision, a creative decision, that the giants that we interacted with in Horde of the Dragon Queen and Oldeveld ultimately were good. I mean, they had their own issues with helping out and why they wanted to help, but at least Oldeveld giants of Frost and kind of Cloud Giant clan ultimately is good and helped out throughout. The rest of the giants, the Ordning may or may not be there, but this particular set of giants was just kind of Viking noble conquerors.
Yeah, they were fun. That was a fun sesh. So I think that kind of wraps up for the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Certainly certain events are referenced there, but I think that, Sean touched on this earlier. The point of that campaign is that war with Tiamat was wide-reaching. It wasn't just some heroes showed up to fight her. It took all of the resources on the Sword Coast. It took an alliance with the Metallic Dragons, who made off with a considerable amount of wealth, which kind of plunged the Sword Coast into some pretty dark times for the preceding years.
Yep. So,
Or succeeding years.
for just a bullet point, the heroes entered, they got wrapped up in the cult, they were soon asked to continue to go through a caravan. They've taken the fight, they obtained some of the things they needed to help stop Tiamat from returning.
Right.
Ultimately got the help of the giants, returned to Waterdeep, had the church destroyed.
Yep.
And then in the end managed to unite, both grabbing the metallic dragons, kind of their voice spoke out and uplifted, in fact, Neverember himself on the council, to have the armies march. And then once the armies marched, there was a huge battle that engulfed the Well of Dragons.
Right, and in that time, I think it's important to note that the Skyreach, which is the flying castle that was owned by the giants of Oldeveld, was destroyed. So if people are curious about what the other characters are up to now, we talked about Nithbis and Innis. Kothai is now seeking to rebuild Skyreach.
He only has one piece missing at this point. But yes, they nobly sacrificed themselves by crashing Skyreach into the final battle. So
Yep, that was fun. Wish that was on stream.
I wish
that was a fun battle.
That was incredible. But Tiamat was stopped, but in later videos and some other things, you'll find out that Tiamat is by no means gone.
Nope. Alright, I think that was a good summary. I know some of you guys have asked about some of our lore. We'll continue to do these and play them on the break so that people can kind of catch up, get some additional context. Alright, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Mac Lore 1997. Actual special effects to be
we're
added
gonna get that
later.
in post.
Yeah, neon.
If you see that and it's not in there, just remind us that we
we will get to it. So we're going to talk about
open threads. A couple things that are probably good to keep an eye on throughout the games and mentions of them. We think that we can let you guys in. First and foremost, as most of you have probably guessed if you've been watching, the Shards of Amber.
What are those? Where are they from?
Well, they were from another realm in the Shadow Plane that managed to have a new champion in Caecilius, which we just should mention in the same breath.
Yeah, same breath. That is 100% the aftermath of Strahd. We like to keep it going, right? So, the end of Strahd, there's a little stinger scene, right, that shows Caecilius on the Sword Coast with some amber where, and you know, this is a spoiler alert for Strahd, so close your ears if you are playing Strahd or don't know this already, but there's a temple there that have these amber sarcophagi where these elder evil gods are essentially, they're like these shards of the remnants of these gods are kept. So we kind of figured, hey, wouldn't it be cool though if those play into it? Because clearly, if they were encased in this temple, like something epic happened long ago.
A prison break essentially happened with Caecilius, and they are now, at least to some degree, some we've already seen in the Sword Coast, and guaranteed it will not just play into Sunday, but it'll probably play into all the stories that we have to some degree.
Right, so far it's been mentioned, of course, in Strahd, where they're sort of introduced. We did this one-shot recently. It's called Shards of Amber in the Snow. We did that with Kelsey from the Arcane Library. It's a high-level adventure. Go check it out. It's in our one-shots folder on YouTube. And it was referenced in Sean's one-shot as well for the train heist, which was a mind meld for us, because you had no idea I was going to do that, so that was cool. That's going to continue to come up, because I think in our headcanon, right, these gods have arrived, but they're weak, right? They've been trapped in amber, and clearly magic kept them bottled up, so...
Well, they're looking for a foothold, and they have a military commander at their helm, who also you should check out the end, at least, of the one-shot with Shards of Amber to see some of the upset in the current state of the Sword Coast.
Yep, that's right.
We also have seen that some other realms and planes of existence seem to be in a bit of turmoil. Obviously, the astral plane for the plane heist, we saw a long chained god who was missing
who was that?
A hand and an eye, and also the Heroes on Tuesdays, there was some sort of prison break in the archive of Primus, and they also saw the hand and eye of Vecna.
Sweet.
Hey everybody, we're back, and I'm definitely remembered to clip my mic. Sorry, new audio setup. How's it sounding? Give us some feedback. Let us know. Quick bit of housekeeping as we come back from the final break so I don't have to spend any time later. Again, we have changed the Divine Inspiration rerolls. They're now Divine Advantage. Very much appreciate it. And speaking of which, Wandering Disciple has given 2. Everyone's been so generous tonight with this new that I am personally going to donate a 3rd. So you guys now have 4 Divine Advantages. I'm liking the system. It's put some fear back in.
And disadvantage to you is still
powerful, yes.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Because I am afraid.
I got a crit that processed.
Yeah,
that never happened for DM.
I couldn't tell you the last time a DM on either show has had a crit.
Yeah, because last time I got one on Tuesday, y'all had one, and I was like, you only had one. I was like,
it's so cold.
I remember. So for those of you who don't know, we've changed it. It used to be a reroll. It is now advantage, has to be decided on ahead of time. Let's see, some other quick admin stuff. Next Sunday will be another one-shot. It will be similar to this in that it will take place tangentially within Waterdeep. We're going to be running Blue Alley by MT Black, and on the breaks, I had the opportunity to record an interview with MT Black, so they will play during the breaks. It's pretty cool. He's a really, really interesting dude, super friendly. I had a really good time doing that, so. All right, without further ado, the heroes stand here looking at this poor, sweet whale that you once knew as friend, who you brought to an end, and she was not herself. And in fact, as you watch her floating, the blue lines, the blue light coming from within fades until it is now dark again. And the area around the ship lifts some of that dread that you were feeling.
This cannot bode well for the dolphin pod.
why capture them? That's my question. Why not just kill them?
It's the quickest way to build an army to march against us.
It must be trying to infect it with the same thing as Scarfin.
They know our numbers are limited. It hurts even worse losing the Alorsath family. A quick way to build numbers without caring. That is what bringing back the dead will do for them.
We should move to get this pod. Save them if we can. We also need to alert the prelate and everyone else on what's happening. I've heard no reports of this before.
This has never come up on any of our battle studies or reports.
Fortunately, we are prepared.
We need to find out the cause. Find out who and what we are fighting. They said northwest. That is the way we go.
Once more into the breach.
And northwest you swim. As you swim, the water continues to feel darker, more oppressive, almost slick. Life here seems far more scarce. As you skim along the bottom, you see corals that their color seems to be fading. They seem more pale and dark. You see very few schools of fish, and the ones you do see seem to be swimming frantically as if they're trying to get out of here. It's not long before you see a faint glow in the distance. Bright blue, dull at first, and as you approach it, you almost have to squint at it. As you swim closer, you can feel something radiating. Not quite heat, maybe electricity. Strange feeling. You've been around portals before. Portals to the elemental plane of water. This feels like that and not. It feels different. Stronger somehow. The resonance around you feels to dampen. Even your pod mates, you can't feel them as well. You see, you look and you can see your friends swimming. Normally those vibrations you can feed off of, align to, know exactly where people are going without having to look. Those start to dampen. And as you get closer, you can see an area that is now desolate on the ocean floor. Black, almost looks like burns radiating out from a massive hole. Bright blue light bubbling and streaming out of it. All around you see the hated, oh god, what are those things called? Sahuagin. You see Sahuagin soldiers and stevedores essentially swimming all around this hole. They are your hated enemies. They're sort of twisted merfolk. Razor-sharp claws and fins. more monstrous
Like
than
shark
tritons. Yeah, they're kind of like shark people. The only structure you see is a large cage, made of whalebone it looks like, and inside a pod of dolphins, swimming frantically, pressing, running into and probing all of the areas of the cage, trying to find a weak spot. They're vocalizing, but it's dampened. You can't hear it from very far. You can see them clearly, but you're hearing only the faintness, as all of the sound seems to be deadening. And surrounding them, you see too, what you would know as Sahuagin barons striding atop massive sea serpents, swirling around them. They haven't seen you yet, as the light from this portal is somewhat giving them blindness.
These are Sahuagin are here. What sacred ones with the dolphins, I know not.
They are agents of the elementals here, we know that as much.
It is like we feared.
If we are to attack them now, who knows what's going to come after that?
If we are to let them rest peacefully, also, who knows? They can sit here peacefully, amassing their forces, and then march on Frisia.
Those dolphins are faster swimmers than we are. If we can release them, they could warn everybody else. We also can't leave these alive. They'll just continue doing what they're doing.
This is what we were trained to do.
As you look at the cage, you can clearly see a large 15 by 15 door on the cage, just sort of wedged shut, with another bone through a small hinge, essentially, or clasp.
So, here is our mission. We get the dolphins free. We send them back, as many of them as we can, to one Frisia. Then we will have to fight. We may not live through this. There is a lot of them. But if we can get that message sent off, we will have done our job.
Fight them. If we're lucky, close the portal. If not, we die for Frisia.
And we die as we should, protecting our people.
In the line of duty, as we have trained to do and sworn to do.
Go, so you're the fastest swimmer. You could probably make it to the door before we could.
I can lay down covering fire for you as long, and I'm sure Ramas can make a distraction.
How far away from...
I think at this point you're a good 200 feet. Okay. So you're sort of on the edge of the where the water truly becomes light enough for them to see you. They could see you if they were really paying attention, but they don't seem to be. In fact, you see some of the Sahuagin kind of poking at the dolphins in the cage and like this weird, strange laughter. You see the Sahuagin riding these sea serpents. They're sort of, and they're issuing orders, moving around. They're not really looking out.
We should travel as a group until you can break from us and make a run at the cage.
Agreed.
Are we ready?
And I'm going to... Would it be useless to spend one key point to use the dodge action or the bonus action as I'm swimming?
I think once you get closer, yeah, absolutely. Okay. It'd be good to use because they look like they've got some spears they can use.
All right. Well, it is now or never for Frisia.
Frisia.
For Frisia.
Dashing in tight formation.
Go ahead and put you guys back there. Switch to the battle cam here.
Put you in the
Oops.
Put you in the middle.
I keep forgetting who I am.
Don't worry, boys.
And so, the final battle of these three elite Frisian children comes to a head. This is the door to the dolphin cage. These are the Sahuagin barons. The rest of the Sahuagin sort of swim around as you all approach here. And you hear from one of their horns. The other Sahuagin seem to back off, but the two barons on their serpents sort of swim up and raise their tridents. The other Sahuagin take a somewhat more defensive position, and it looks like they see the three of you make an example, show their strength. They sort of look at each other like and brace themselves for the battle. Let's roll initiative, everybody.
Good. Off to a much better start.
I'm gonna re-roll my initiative.
You sure? It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. You do you, man.
I don't have any more
All right. Well,
rolls.
it didn't help me at all. So that's a
Okay.
That's a 7.
Well, that's how it goes. Okay, let me go away, Apple. I don't want to update right now.
I got
That was
a
a really
7
bad
too.
time. This is, in fact, the worst time to update my computer, so please stop.
Goodbye.
Oh my god. Everything's broken now. 1 second.
I'll just keep burping.
Yeah, if you could just do that,
I'll just keep stress burping.
that'd be good. Yeah, I think
Can we write a campaign that takes place in Thracia, please? Like,
certainly. Okay, so let's see. Let's go around the table and get some inish. Oh, I rolled 12s on both. So, starting with you, Gosa. Is
7.
that a 7? Nice. That's
Hail
pretty
Gosa.
good. And Gosa is Nami. 7. And Ramas.
Also got a 7. I got a way lower deck. So
Okay, Ramas, you're going at the back there. What about you? Hold on, Placius.
there you go. 14.
Okay. Interesting. Here's a thing. And here are...
That's a gnaw dog.
these guys actually tied you, but they're going to go behind you.
Yeah, they are.
And with that, Placius, you are up first.
All right. So we are going to attack. Is there one Baron that looks more barony than the other Baron?
No, they actually look to be fairly equal. They seem to have the same adornments. They've got these shells and pearls kind of adorning all parts of their armor. The other Sahuagin, as you approach, I'll tell you what, everyone make an insight check. We'll see who of you picks up on this.
No.
17.
19.
Okay. You're moving quick, but observing everything. It's just what you're trained to do. You're focused on them for the fight that's coming. You also are perceiving everything with your range. You notice the other Sahuagin actually look scared. And so they're standing down, but they're sort of looking at each other, like keeping their distance, moving towards the portal, looking worried. Anyways, it is your turn, Placius.
All right, so we are going to make an attack. First attack.
That's what we do here.
You know what we'll do? We'll do my favorite mini. Green Boy. So let's see. 19.
19 is in fact a hit, yes.
All right. So I'm going to use a maneuvering attack. When I hit a creature with a weapon attack, I may spend one superiority die to maneuver one of my comrades into a more advantageous position.
Awesome.
I may add these superiority die to my attack's damage roll also. So one of you may use your reaction to move half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you.
And you get to add your damage, right?
Yep,
Cool.
it adds it to my damage.
You can go ahead and do that right now. It spins your reaction if you want. You can move 20 feet. You've got a 45-foot swim speed. Cool.
And
You're
then
Are they
the
30 or
attack,
further?
attack on the green boy.
35.
So 5 for the spear, plus 3, plus 4, so 7 plus 5 would be 12 damage.
All right. This is your hand crossbow?
Yep.
All right, he's sort of swimming on the serpent. Bubbles behind it. And he grabs it, pulls out, it's like, throws it on the ground.
And then we will attack again for second attack.
Do it.
Action. So that'll be a 21.
That is a definite hit, yes.
And then that'll be 7 damage on the same target.
Okay.
And then, is there any rules about spending superiority dice multiple times per turn?
I don't think...
Some of them say.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I think you might only be able to do one a turn. I think it's buried somewhere in there, like one sentence that says you can't.
Yeah, it doesn't give me the whole thing on here, so I'm just gonna.
Because I made a character that knocked everybody prone. I was like, this is so badass, but I remember reading later, like, nah, you couldn't. I think it's only 1 per turn. I don't know that for certain, but.
Well, we'll play it that way, because I don't want to just boost Raven all the way to the gates just yet.
Yeah.
So we'll bonus action,
cool,
crossbow attack on, again, the green boy.
What do you tell her to surge her forward?
Make haste. This is the opportunity where we must break away. And then...
Let me give you an advantage for that, Coach.
Thank you.
With part of this new advantage paradigm, I'm also going to try to be more liberal with DM given inspiration.
Man, it makes it...
Don't unline my dolphins.
It's a thing, man.
Is DM given inspiration still just advantage?
It is still a reroll.
Still a
the
reroll.
old days.
All right,
The beads are more powerful than the dice.
We're going to use the sharpshooter
sword.
Here.
Sharpshooter on, my dude.
You cracked poor Marcus into this?
That is a hit.
All right. So
find him.
that'll be plus 10 damage. Oh, good. So 5 plus 15 damage.
I mean, still pretty good. He pulls the other one out. I was like, drops it. Goes into his cheek and kind of out the other side. His long, like, lizard-like tongue sort of lashing over the bolt that's stuck in his cheeks now.
That should keep him silent.
Cool, now I'm closer to the enemy, and it's their turn.
You'll be all right.
And in fact, it is their turn.
And in fact, they do kill you.
They do indeed. Okay, so the first one, what is their swim speed? Ooh, they're fast.
Okay.
As he glides by you on his serpent, trident comes out to the side, swipes down at you, Gosa. Armor class?
17.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Oh wow, this is really cool. I gave you a... Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. I can't read. It's actually more powerful than that. God, where are my dice? I thought he had a 2d4 on his trident. So, Gosa, you take 12 points of damage.
I want that trait.
Yeah, I know you do. You need to be more big and evil. Your armor class is 14, you said? 17. Misses with the other one, and as he swims by, he sticks his fin out, and you see it like kind of fan out, and it looks razor sharp. Attacks with his fin. That gets you.
Thanks for,
You'll be all right.
Okay.
9 points of damage.
I'm down.
Really?
Kidding. No.
God, I was like, God.
Just doing that to make me feel bad.
I appreciated the boost.
This one comes rushing towards you. Trident out. Armor class?
14.
14. One of those is a hit. Gets you for 9 points of damage.
I prefer not.
And then again, he sort of, the sea serpent sort of swoops by this long serpentine body, and a fin again, like a razor blade comes out at you. Gets you. 12 points of damage. And then, where before, the Sahuagin looked slightly nervous, the black scorch marks on the ground suddenly shift a little bit and take on form, and you realize something was hiding in plain sight. A massive octopus now, white and blue lines sort of moving down it, color shifting as it moves. Tentacles pull it along the floor very, very fast. And 3 tentacles reach out to grab you, Placius. Two of those get you. Sorry, I'm looking at these damages and can't seem to remember them. 2d6.
I don't like fish and like sea creatures. They really freak me out.
16. Take 30 points of damage, and you are restrained and grappled by this thing as it pulls you in towards itself.
This is fine.
Keep going!
With that, I was going to say, Nami, Gosa, it is your turn.
Okay, I think I can do this. Okay, so I can spend 1 key point to disengage.
I'm sorry, you're just grappled. Sorry, go ahead. Yep. 1 to disengage.
1 key point to disengage as a bonus action.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I will move. That was 5, 10. Wait, I was here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
5, 10, 15, and then. And then, as an action, each creature within 30 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Nice. And by the way, you are restrained. I'm sorry. It's like a paragraph that says the target is grappled. It's like, oh, cool. Then the bottom is, while grappled this way, the target is also restrained.
And you're going to roll with
Disadvantage.
2 disadvantages.
Disadvantage on the Sahuagin?
Yeah.
Sahuagin.
The hooligan?
Nice.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Nice.
I have
No,
to.
that was good. That was
you
good.
had to.
I can't.
Save it throw. Okay, here we go. And it's DC 14?
13.
Okay.
But sure, 14 if you want.
That guy fails.
6.
And here I'll roll the appropriate dice. I'll tell you what, those divine advantage rolls making me roll with disadvantage paid dividends because he fails as well.
So they're frightened of
Both
me.
of them are suddenly, see her swim by and something about it. She turns and fins come out and they're like, ah!
Bearded dragon
I'd only
style.
moved 15, right?
You've moved 15, yep.
You got 30
So then
Got 30 more.
20, 25, 30. That's as far as I can get, right?
more. No.
You got 45.
You got
wait.
45, yep.
15. So I can go how much more? 30,
30 more.
You got 30
5,
more.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or... Is there a straighter path? Whatever. I'm like 5 away.
Are ya?
I think.
So is your action to fear them?
Yes.
Okay.
I use
Yeah,
my action and my bonus action.
You swim up, see the gate just inside, and the dolphins now have seen you. And they're communicating, and they all start bashing at the door.
It says my jump distance was doubled, though, for my step of the wind. So I don't know if that would push me more. No. What's a jump distance?
we could.
You don't really jump underwater, but it's reasonable to think that you do a like a burst. I'm gonna give it to you. You get right to the door. You put your hand on the whalebone that's holding it shut, and the dolphins, their noses are like rubbing against your hand, and they're like, they all seem to be intact. Ramas, your turn.
Okay.
Your dear sweet friend is now wrapped up in 2 tentacles. Crossbow at his side.
Alright, well, I'm not.
Did you roll for that thing?
Oh, no, I didn't. Passed. Thing ain't afraid of nothing.
He's got breakfast.
He'll trust his commander to do what he can. Just Alright, I'm attacking.
That's a hit.
It's a hit. For 15 damage. Here's the second one coming at you. That is a 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
That is not a hit,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I will action surge.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Yep.
Wow, that did not hit, but here's my
Hold
second
on.
attack with
Do you want to roll with advantage here? Okay.
Nah. I
Okay,
already
okay.
did it. Here's 9. That's 14 more, and then I will bonus action offhand attack. No.
Okay. He's looking rough. Like as he turned and looks to you with fear, you are coming right out of the murk at him, and his sea serpent looks like he's having trouble controlling it now.
I'm trying to continue flipping around, like hit, do the kind of roll around his back, hit again. I can't quite make purchase.
Love it. With that, Placius, you're up. You can still attack. You do have disadvantage because you are restrained.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Whatever. Don't care. Yeah, trying to unrestrain myself, it just isn't gonna work with 11 strength, so.
Yeah, probably not.
So we will make our attacks on this octopus. So first 2 attacks from our first attack action.
You only get disadvantage from being restrained. I was gonna say you've got crossbow mastery, but yeah, you do.
So let me see, make sure there's a. I can't disarm its own tentacles.
No. Disarming would be literally slicing it off, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just make first two attacks right now.
Okay.
Well, one doesn't hit.
One definitely doesn't hit.
One.
Well, you're at disadvantage, so
yep.
that was your first attack.
That's right. 5 plus 8.
Well, actually, let me see. No. It's flinging you around. It's got you by 2 tentacles, and it's sort of flinging you and kind of pulling you towards, and it lifts up off the ground now with its other legs, and you see this massive black beak inside trying to pull you towards itself. You're firing wildly, but you just can't.
Action surge.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. That is a hit, sir. That is a hit.
All right. And then we are going to use Commander's Strike. So I will forgo the second attack on my action surge and my bonus action to get Ramas a second attack.
Tight. Great. Love it.
So a friendly creature who can see or hear me, expend 1 superiority dice, can immediately use its reaction to make a weapon attack, adding the superiority dice's damage 1 to your roll.
Can I have that for an advantage?
Absolutely, you can. That is a hit, thanks to the advantage die.
Takes him down, Ramas.
Yeah. Divine advantage working out tonight.
That's 17. 18 damage with his +1.
How, my dude, does this hated Sahuagin fall?
I've now kind of climbed on the back, and I've dug in both war picks, and I almost like it's cutting it, so just so that he kind of spins off, and I'll, with my next dive towards the next one. But I'm now in mid-dive.
You're diving down. His sea serpent slithers off, looking terrified.
I still have to roll the damage on this dude from that one that hit. So give me 7 damage on the octopi.
The shot disappears somewhere into his rubbery skin, and he seems completely unfazed. Anything else?
I think I used just about everything I had on that one.
Right.
Yeah, it was tight.
The Sahuagin turns, moves towards you, but is keeping his eye on Gosa. Looks like he wants to swim towards her, but it's like, nah, better not. But looks like he knows that's what he should do. Does have disadvantage, right? While you're in sight of him. So here he is attacking you with disadvantage.
I'm a 17.
Gotcha. Are you wounded?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, that'll be 18 points of damage.
Jesus.
And he now attacks again. He has advantage against people that are wounded, but disadvantage for fear, so he's rolling normally.
Yep.
That'll be 13 points of damage. And again, a fin comes slashing at you. Also
That
gets you.
me.
For 10 points of damage.
Holy smokes.
Whew, he just got sliced up a bit. Pulled in. It lifts off the ocean floor, pushing up on these legs, almost prehensile. Beak just trying to grab at you. Ow.
R.I.P. in peace, Placius. Easy.
How much health did you have left?
I got 33 left.
He hit you for 25.
Fucking alright. Oh, man.
He pulls you this way. A tentacle comes swooping out for you, Gosa. Misses.
That was so close.
Gosa.
Oh, it's just my turn.
It's your turn.
I am going to spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on my turn.
Beautiful.
And I am going to action open this doodad.
Yeah, I will call it an action because you kind of have to like wedge. It's not just an interact. So you kind of pull it free finally on the cage. The dolphins are already push past it. The cage flies open and they start streaming out. Just these silvery bottlenose bodies swooping by you, very gracefully avoiding you so they don't hurt you.
And then I have my whole movement.
Yes, you do.
Which is like, what, 45?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably about... I can get away from those.
Cool. And it is your turn, Ramas.
Alright, as I'm attacking this Sahug, I'm gonna be like, ha ha, you've already lost now. They'll tell the entire Triton army will be upon you in no time.
Yeah, same.
Right? Y'all know that
The Mondays, right?
Y'all know that feel when you...
Alright, I'm going to attack.
Okay.
I don't think so with a 14.
That'll be a miss. You got one left,
yeah, I'll
boys.
go ahead and use it.
Boys and girls, one left.
Double fives.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Which do I want to do? Do it. Fuck it. I'm making the
Going
attack.
for it? All right. Oh my gosh, heartbreaking. He's just bearing down on you now. Your wounds are getting to you. You look and you can see a huge bite has now been taken out of the commander. You the commander?
I guess now I am, yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, Placius, it is your turn.
Team leader.
Yeah.
It's an equal opportunity.
Finish the job! And he will attempt to just launch an attack on that guy.
Okay, just as you're getting bitten, you're aiming, trying to rescue
So
Ramas.
first attack. Here we go.
That is a hit.
It's a hit. So 6 damage.
Okay.
That fucking squid hold that die.
2 dice left. 2 attacks
The
left.
squid should always sit there with like a D20 in it.
Yeah.
It should hold all of our rerolls.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Next attack, same target.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend.
Okay, yeah, we'll just reroll 1 and we're good.
Roll this one.
Oh! Heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking.
Bonus action.
Wow, that
Same
must
shot.
really suck for y'all as players.
I will. 6 plus 8. 14. Yeah, I'll use
Red Bully, thank you.
precision strike to add this to my attack roll.
Okay.
So it's 16.
That is a hit.
It's a hit. And I can't use another one now, a different one.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I can't give another attack to my boy, but
It's okay.
8 damage on him.
Okay. He's staring you down, but taking these hits from the side, trying to maintain his composure, but is also looking panicked. All right. I guess he does get a wisdom save to overcome his fear, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. He overcomes it. Should have rolled that, I think, into last turn. He, taking the hit, sort of snaps out of it, looks over to her, looks at the dolphins that are free to just... comes down and attacks you. Does have advantage now.
What is that, a crit?
That is a crit.
Alright, that's probably it for...
Rolling hot.
15 damage.
Oh, I'm not down yet, but he's got way more.
Second attack. What's your armor class?
17.
It's a miss. Final attack is that fin. Flares out, tries to slice you. That gets you. 14 damage.
Still up!
Oh, man. You're just woozy now, looking up at him. This guy, pulling you still, positions itself right here. It's got a 20-foot reach. A tentacle comes out towards you. Gosa, you dodged, so he is taking a disadvantage on his roll. Gotcha. You take 12 points of damage, and you're grappled and restrained. he pulls you in as well, and a tentacle strikes out at you. I don't know why I rolled with advantage. Let me just re-roll that. Should have not been anything special.
My stomach.
Got you.
That's it for me.
What are the last thoughts of Ramas?
Prophesia.
It grabs you. You take one parting shot at this Sahuagin, slashes across him, but you just feel your bones. And the last vision you have in your head is of the glowing coral and the view that you always are so happy to see when you return to your beloved city as Ramas dies. The rest of you now wrapped up in the octopus arms, you hear a voice, deep and bellowing. Stop! Caravar, bring them. You feel you're pulled away from the beak. You're wrapped up with 2 more tentacles, each of you held in 2 tentacles forward, while the 4 tentacles slide along the ocean floor.
Oh, here you go, my dude.
You want me to?
Do it. Hurts even for a briefly known character.
ASMR for DMs.
Oh, Zombie, thank you so much. Zombie with the 2 divine. These are not going to be used tonight, I'm afraid, but we will let them carry over. We've got 3 left. Someone mark that down. We will start the next one shot next Sunday with 3 divine advantages.
Oh,
somebody remember that.
3 left.
Don't sleep on your hand.
The massive octopus walks along the bottom. You see the portal and it almost burns you to look at. You feel this something searing coming out of it. As it's pulling you, you hear ah, ah in the distance, and the dolphin pod, one of them, their voices among the others, asks what your names were.
Helgosa.
It's like, yes.
You look in the distance as these silvery beads disappear in the distance, covered in blood, as you can see that they annihilated the rest of the Sahuagin very quickly, just turned into them, impaled them all. One of them sits and replies, your name will be sung in our pod for eternity. And it turns and swims as you feel this almost pulling light of the portal. It burns, you close your eyes, suddenly you feel different. Physics seem different. You float somewhat differently, but it's still water. Perfect temperature. It almost feels nice. Buoyant, light, as if water is easier to move through. And as you open your eyes, the sight before you is an army of Sahuagin arrayed. They are in formation, prepared to cross through this portal. And before them you see a massive, round, disgusting-looking fish-like thing with its lower half disappearing into just water. Seems to be force. It swims on this bottom of force. It's got gills and fins, almost impossibly. A sheen of a golden scales all over it. And as it looks at you, just... And as it approaches you, it starts shrinking. As it gets closer, smaller and smaller until its features become more defined. And finally, standing just in front of you as you are held by these octopus arms, a handsome Marid. And it says to you, your people's time is finished. We once were allies, you know. Many generations ago, our people swam together. The 2 of you fought like sharks. I would give you the opportunity to fight alongside us, except I know you wouldn't even consider it. Tell us the secrets of your defenses, and each of you will be made lords of the deep. That falls on deaf ears. And one of the Sahuagin from the ranks sounds agitated, swims forward, helmet on with these glorious fins on the side, wielding this trident that glints. Chalnatha, why do we not press the attack? Kill these 2 and let us move while the portal's open. Because, Cain, water is patient. Water always wins in the end. Cain steps forward and protests. But father, we are mighty! He removes his helmet. You see blue skin and hair of waving water. The hated. The Genasi. I have told you, boy. All Hydra has seen what awaits us. Powerful demigods protect the Sword Coast. They are mighty and terrible to behold, and all owe them fealty and tremble in fear at their mention. We must wait until they are distracted. Strike hard. Leave them nothing to return to. The Tritons are the least of our problems. We will decimate them now. He sort of holds his helmet and kind of nods. He looks at you all. Now gather to me, my children, gather! Let us take counsel! He lifts a large black conch from his waist. Looks at you all. It echoes in your soul, the very vibrations of your bones. And you realize there is nothing but silence after it passes. From the ranks of the armored Sahuagin, 24 or so swim out of formation, step forward, remove their helmets, revealing themselves to be Water Genasi. They surround him, semicircular, as if they're awaiting counsel. Outside of the portal, even the ripples of this black conch race through the water. He turns and looks at you all, smiles, draws a wicked-looking blade. And somewhere across Toril, on the Sword Coast, in the city of Waterdeep, in the North Ward, in Troll Skull Alley, in a little tavern called the Blue Boat, Tsunami's eyes shoot awake in terror, and she clutches at her bedsheets. That is where we will end it tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Hope you all dug it.
Tight,
Oh, dude, that was
You guys
awesome.
like it?
I loved it.
Nice. But the Dolphins made it out.
Y'all couldn't tell him Rama's name?
Forever
There's
forgotten.
another guy.
Didn't know his name. Seemed cool.
Obviously perished too soon in battle and wasn't worth it.
Hey, if there was no body, there was no death on screen.
My man Placius would not have.
Oh, they're dead. But
Yeah.
I'll rip them if you want me to.
Yes.
Bring it here.
Do it, man. Get your 3 in tonight.
Oh yeah, this is gonna feed the beast for a while. Rogue One. Placius was cool. I liked Placius.
The coach's first sheet rip.
Sweet Helgosa.
She wasn't sweet.
She was pretty badass. That's sweet.
All right, hope you guys dug that. That was fun.
That was a lot of
liked it.
fun.
Getting to explore the Tritons. I think you guys did a good job of conveying a culture that we don't want them to be like ultra autocratic or militaristic or evil. They're not bad. They are actually good. But sometimes good gets slightly twisted.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think that's
the
something
caption
to
of the
explore.
night. Sometimes good gets slightly twisted.
It
Nice.
was fun to be an elite, squad.
Yeah.
It was easy to kind of get in the mindset of, they're absolute believers. They do have compassion for the society, but also they're like, yo, I follow orders. If y'all tell me to do this, I believe that these orders are correct, and we will execute them exactly.
Yeah. That was fun. And I think Raven was just saying one-shots are frequently not done this high a level. So level 8 felt like you guys had a lot of
was
abilities, but the
yeah.
fights were still... I also love that you all went with martial characters, so it kind of kept it quick and fun. Yeah.
Probably easy to plan for without having to go and look into, okay, what spells do you have? And
Right.
I mean, combat moved.
Yeah.
Yep.
I homebrewed both of those creatures. The Kraken was way too powerful.
Just for everyone watching, this thing is so
Oh yeah, it's gross. It's gross.
It's got a little seaward shake to it.
I'll see if I can't post some pictures of the minis used tonight in the Discord.
Yeah, those minis are painted by Coach. Yeah, every single one of those. All right, tight. Well, we are going to say goodnight, and we hope to see you Tuesday night for Chronicles of Peril with our all-new audio setup, and Sunday with another one-shot that takes place in Waterdeep, but is tangential to the characters. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it.